Hands down, autumn is my favorite time of year. Back when our children were little, whenever October 31st rolled around each year, they would beg me, Daddy, Daddy, what are you going to dress up as this year? Because I love to dress up for Halloween, love handing out candy, and I also love to make it something of a surprise for the children. In 2008, I dressed up as Gandalf the Wizard. In 2009, I wanted to go for something that was a little bit edgy, so I dressed up as Gandalf the Wizard. In 2010, the kids were really into The Lord of the Rings. I was reading it to them every night. So that year I decided to dress up as Gandalf the Wizard. And in 2011, felt like I had gotten into a little bit of a rut, so I decided to change things up, and that year I dressed up as Randolph the Wizard from The Lord of the Beans. Now back in those days, we lived in the trick-or-treat neighborhood. Our street would be teeming with children and their families on Halloween night. And I loved to dress up, as I said, to dress up, hand out candy, because really it afforded some of the best people watching that money can buy. For just the price of 4 huge bags of candy, you were given a window into what the prayer book refers to as all sorts and conditions of men. Now, of course, there were the little children in their costumes, which was wonderful, but I'm really talking about the parents. You would see on Halloween night all extremes. From one extreme, you would see, those protective, loving parents who would gently urge their shy children forward and, tell them to open their bag and say trick or treat. To the complete other extreme, I would see parents stumbling across the yard wearing bawdy, racy costumes, and when they came up onto the porch with their children, I found myself looking around for any open flames because their breath would cause an explosion if it came into contact with an open flame. As I said, all sorts and conditions of men. Now, everybody knows that October 31st is Halloween, but very few people understand how this day ended up on the calendar. October 31st is Halloween because of what takes place the day after, on November 1st. We Christians have our own calendar that is independent from the calendar of the world. And every year on November 1st, we have a very special celebration. It's the feast of All Saints' Day. In fact, All Saints' Day is one of the most important days in the church's calendar. It's what we refer to as a principal feast. And that's a fancy way of saying that All Saints' Day is right up there with Christmas and Easter and Epiphany. For nearly 1,300 years, the Western Church has set aside this day, November 1st, to give thanks to God for all the saints. That is, for all Christian believers, both those Christians who walk the earth with us today, but also those Christians who've gone before us to be with the Lord. It's a day to thank God for the saints that He has placed in our lives, our parents, Sunday school teachers, mentors, really anybody who has helped us along the way as we seek to follow after Jesus. And it's also a time to ask God to renew the gift of His Holy Spirit within us, that we might live as the saints that He calls us to be. Now, what's all this got to do with Halloween? Well, All Saints' Day was also known as All Hallows' Day or Hallowmas. That is a day to thank God for those hallowed saints who have gone before. And so the night before November 1st, October 31st, is the eve of All Hallows' Day, just as Christmas Eve is the evening before Christmas. And All Hallows' Eve, or Hallows' Even, evening, became Halloween. Now, there is no denying that modern day Halloween has become something like a barnacle that has fastened itself to the hull of the church's calendar. But friends, we can spiritually scrape that barnacle off by shifting our focus from October 31st to November 1st, All Saints' Day. And I want to encourage you all to take a moment today to thank God for some of the saints who have pointed you to Jesus Christ and who have encouraged you in your Christian walk. And I want to encourage you as well to ask for the renewal of His Holy Spirit who is already at work in you, but for a renewal of His Spirit, that you might be a gift as a saint of God to others. Now, we're going to talk more about this on Sunday, on All Saints' Day. But until then, I pray that God will fill you with a sense of gratitude for the saints of God. My friends, God bless you, and we hope to see you on Sunday.